some different kind of flag. I don't know what it was. He didn't speak any English. They had a translator for him.
We are live. Welcome to the Superfly Experience, Season 3, Episode 3. But in my humble opinion, it's actually Episode 1 of Season 1. With your host, with the most, Superfly, Johnny Lee. And tonight we got a doozy for you. Because to my immediate left over there, you got the man, the myth, the legend himself. You got William Bazooka Baber in the house. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Just training and doing what you do.
That's what I'm talking about. And then to my immediate right here, you see him. You've seen him in EWA. You've seen him badassery all day long. You got no good Jacob Ratliff.
Thanks for having me, Johnny. It's been a while, man. What have you
It
been
has,
up
brother.
to?
I've been doing a lot of things here lately. You got no good.
Good. Yeah, I got my friend with me. Will Baber, this is his first time on the podcast, and like I was telling you, you're all gonna love him, man. He's got stories for days. He's such an interesting guy, and his journey into the cage, it's remarkable. I can't wait for him to share it with everybody.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, some would say I'm a bit of a yapper. I'll yap a little bit.
That's what I'm talking about. Tell us about your upcoming fight.
Well, so it'll be my fourth fight. My record is 1-2, but it's my fourth fight, and he's a BJJ practitioner. He claims to be a kickboxer, so I'm sure he's got some training. But other than that, it's a great matchup. He's a debuter. I'm not a veteran of the octagon by no means, but I have experience compared to him. So
Exactly.
It's his first fight.
yeah, it's his first fight. Now he's done numerous jiu-jitsu competitions, and I'm sure he's done classes for kickboxing and stuff like that, but he's never had any striking fights of any kind. So
Okay, so it's his first one. It's a test for him, really.
for sure, yeah, because in all of my fights, even my first one that was a loss, I would come out pretty much like a ball of fire to a degree. Like I'm gonna put it on him. So if he doesn't come ready for the first 30 seconds, he's in for a little bit of
That's right.
a ruckus.
That's why they call you the Bazooka. It's not.
That's where it stems from. Yeah,
It brings the ruckus.
Exactly. And that's something that I've noticed too, because I was watching a fight that's on here. You were bringing the fight, but the other guy, that Joshua, he had a pretty good kick on him.
Oh yeah, he's a big dude too.
He was big.
That was another factor. So at my first fight was 185.
Yeah.
And so it sucked because I actually started training in 2019. And I kind of took some time away. I didn't really train. I just was I was lazy. That's the bitter truth of it. I wasn't doing anything. But I got back into it a few years ago, and I really wanted to fight. I've always wanted to fight. It's been my thing for a long time. And I was rushing a little bit. Got my weight down. I was really heavy for a little while.
Yeah.
Finally got to a close range, and I was like, I'll fight 85. Screw it, I'm not going to fight 205. I was like, 85, I'll do it. And so we took an opponent, and here's the thing. I'm not going to shy away from nobody. I know a lot of people say that, but it's legitimately the truth. I look at my amateur career as an experience. It doesn't.
Yeah.
If you're dodging people as an amateur or thinking about, this is a really bad matchup all the time, you're never gonna be a true pro. Like you'll go pro, but you're gonna have problems when you go pro because you're either gonna become the tin can when you get to the big leagues, or you're gonna be a powerhouse. And if you're picking and choosing as an amateur, you're probably gonna do the same thing as a pro, which isn't a bad thing as a pro because you do want to elevate yourself and look good.
That's right.
But if you've never been tested, that's all she wrote when you do get somebody that's a beast,
Exactly.
So
Plus, you were going up against someone that was bigger than you on the height scale.
oh man,
That's a factor.
yeah, that's my unfortunate kryptonite is I'm a little shorty, but I grapple, so most people anticipate me to wrestle. Now I will bang, all right.
And here's the thing too. They can be bigger than you, but even if you're shorter, you could still whip out something and take them out. It's just that Joshua had that strong kick, and that was the only deciding factor that had you wobbled and then let him get inside there. But you were doing solid grappling on him the entire fight.
Yeah, it sucks, man, because prior to that, he was a debuter as well, but prior to that, we didn't have any kind of resume on him, really. It was kind of one of those guys, he didn't have social media at the time, nothing, so we couldn't find anything about him. It didn't look like he really grappled or anything either, but we did find out after the fact he did wrestle a little bit in high school, I believe, and then he also was a soccer player for college, so he's an athlete for sure, and that would probably go into his kick for sure. You know.
Yeah, because
a soccer player.
You were showing that you were resilient. Because even though he was hitting you, you would come back with some grappling, and you were almost getting him. Had he not whipped out that kick and that kick wobbled you, you had him.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And he was a game opponent. I mean, he's really good. He went on to actually fight for a belt and everything. So like, not like I fought a slouch again. You know, I don't.
That's right.
Choose my fights. I just.
And all of a sudden, it's all about training and getting your reps in, because these guys, they're all coming in there same as you. They got different skill sets. You guys still skill set that suits you. They got skill sets that suits them. You're going in there with one goal. That goal is either to tap them out, knock them out, submit them, TKO, or they do the opposite to you.
Right.
It's always going to be something special with these fights.
For sure, yep.
And you got this next one coming up that's going to be special.
Yeah, they're literally a toss-up, man. I mean, you never know what you're going to get when you go into a fight. I mean, you're putting everything on the line, your health, you know, your pride more, honestly. I mean, most guys don't talk about that enough, but when you're an entertainer or a showman, you know, you put your pride on the line when you go out there, no matter what you're doing. You know?
Yes, you do, because you got a huge crowd that's going to be watching, and you're basically bearing your pride to the entire world. Win or lose, you're leaving it all inside that octagon.
Yep.
What I like about Will in particular is if you were to watch, like, even if you knew him back in high school, our coach, Coach French, shout out to Coach French if he's watching this.
Yes, sir.
He always called Will the master of readjustments. So, which he rarely lost in high school. Like, when I tell you, Will Baber is probably, I would say, the best amateur wrestler to come out of Bourbon County, like the high school program, since anyone. And it's like, if he did lose a match, Will, he would go in, he wouldn't get angry, but he'd be like, what can I do to get better? And that's all he would work on. And he would work on it, work on it, work on it. And next time he'd wrestle that guy, dude ended up on his back, Will pin him. He's the master readjustments. So when you look at him in like the fighting sense, you know, that's transition. He lost his first one. Then his second one, he went to the decision. Was it 3 rounds?
It was 3 rounds. And granted, this dude had the best accolades out of everyone I fought.
Yeah.
Like, this was a really tough
step up
fight.
in competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Will went to distance with him. Then you look at his third fight, and Will went in there fully prepared, more focused than I'd ever seen him before. When you submitted the guy, you took him down and put him in Americana, and how long was it?
It was 30, 40 seconds, something like that. It was pretty quick. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So just look at the growth. He lost his first one, went to decision. Now he's tapping dudes out in less than a minute. He's the master of readjustments.
Yes, he is, and that's what it's all about, CMA, because you're going in there and you're learning. Because you may be coming up to an opponent that's stronger, but you're adjusting. You're adapting to what their skill set is. You proved that inside your third fight. You went in there with one goal. You were focused. You were going to knock him out or you're going to make him tap out, and you made him submit. For sure. That shows your growth right there and the adaptability that you're all about.
Yep, for sure. That's the thing, you know, like adjusting as a fighter, you know, each time you fight, you know, if you stay the same every time, eventually you're going to plateau and you're going to have problems, whether that be actually training or preparation prior in terms of like diet, all that stuff, or your regimen, how many times you're going to train that day and stuff like that, because that's something I've done every time differently. Like I add something new. I'll either switch up my diet and do something new. Maybe I'm eating plant-based or something. That's just an example. I don't. But, you know, maybe I'm doing that for the camp or whatever. Or maybe instead of training, you know, 3 times a day, 5 days a week, I'll have 2 days during there that I only do 2 times, and then I'll take a rest day, right? Instead of doing, you know, just the same regimens, you switch it up. Also developing new skills every time a camp comes around. Like, you know, you can't master things, in my opinion. I think you can get really good, but you'll never be a master, because if you take time off from something, you're going to get rust on it. You know, that's just the truth of it. But that's the thing, though. If you keep that in your repertoire, you can always add to yourself. That was something like, shout out to Coach French again, every week after a tournament, he would go, especially once I did get to the point to where I wasn't losing or I was just a powerhouse.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, well, you got this many takedowns on your feet. Let's add another one this week. and we'd find another takedown, and we'd watch videos or whatever, and I would go, all right, and I'd drill the crap out of that new takedown, and it would become part of my arsenal. And then I'd go out, and when it was time to wrestle, I had 10 moves I could just run through.
Hell yeah.
It's the same thing going into fighting. It's like you go out there and you can train. Like a lot of guys will actually prep for a certain person. They'll be like, oh, he's a striker. I need to work my striking. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a veteran. I'm not even, I'm not a pro. So like I, take that with a grain of salt. But I'm a big believer in if you take a guy that's been boxing for 15 years and you just started, you're not going to become a better boxer
Exactly.
in, 5 weeks. It's just not going to happen. But if you're a 10-year wrestler, if you get to where you want to be first, that's where your goal is. That's where you'll win.
That's right.
That's what a lot of fighters don't do, but the ones that do it, you see. You got like your Khabibs or even your Connors who knock people out. They're doing what they go for first, and that's what wrestling is. Eventually, everybody's hitting the basics, right?
Yep.
It's all in a matter of who can get there first.
Exactly.
Let's talk about what does your training look like day to day? Because I know this man trains 2-3 times a day for 2 hour.
Yeah. So
that's dedication.
Yeah, I do train about 2-3 times a day. It just depends on that day of the week. Like I was actually giving an example earlier. Like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I train twice. Mondays and Wednesdays, I train 3 times. I train twice on Fridays. A lot of the Fridays though, because I work. So my work schedule is Friday through Sunday. I work 6 to 6. I still get sessions in on those days. Like I get out of work and I go straight to training. And those are honestly some of my hardest days because you're tired coming in. But
the grind, man. That's part
I would
of it.
say if I had a tally of time, not to give my opponent any leg up or maybe
that's right.
Confidence, but I'd say I probably get about 18 to 22 hours a week.
And what do you like? What are these sessions looking like? Like you go to the Bourbon Submission Academy. We have to shout them out, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Will's got the shirt. We brought some stickers.
Hell yeah.
It's the best jiu-jitsu gym around. But yeah, what do you work on every day? Like when you get to the class, what is it you work on?
Well, so my opponent actually they wanted us to do media, and my opponent did a video thinking that I'm strictly a wrestler, but I am actually a jiu-jitsu practitioner as well. I do that every day. I get 2 jiu-jitsu sessions a day. That is literally something I live and breathe. I've competed in many jiu-jitsu competitions too. It's actually developed my wrestling in a different way now.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not just a folk style / freestyle wrestler anymore. I'm, a jiu-jitsu grappler as well. But I have a striking coach now. His name is Chris Lyons. He's been working with me on my striking. So that's the big thing that I've changed this camp. So my opponent thinking that I'm going to come out to wrestle is...
That's his mistake. He's going
to. That is a big mistake on his part.
We've been working it a lot, which my striking is a little underrated, I think. Because I can stand and bang, but the thing is I don't always focus on it. You know what I mean? I get my sessions in on striking, but this time around I've gotten a lot more striking in. I've actually sparred more. I'm actually sparring tonight. I don't love sparring personally. My brain is my tool, so I don't like to get hit in the head very often outside of an actual fight. But with that being said, I've sparred a lot more this time around with a lot of people. I've been going up to hybrid. That's been my main spar place. So, and then striking up there as well. So I've definitely had some adjustments this time around, and it's cool because my opponent thinks that he's going to get to display his kickboxing. I think that'll be the tell of the tape. Now, granted, will I take him down? I mean, who knows? Maybe. I do like submissions. Those are finishes.
What's your mindset going into this fight?
Oh man, dude, I love the process, dude. So my mindset coming in is like, as it gets closer, I feel really happy. Almost like it's almost depressing when you're like 6 weeks out. Like I actually get really mean, and I hate it. I'm like, God, dude, I almost hate that I have to wait. And then once I finally get closer, the mindset going in, it's just like, I love it. You know what I mean? Like I love it. Like it's literally a thrill. Like I've lost 2 fights, and those 2 fights, like clearly my first fight, it sucked. I hated it. I lost, whatever. Because going into that, everyone around knew I was like, oh, Fight Club guy, dude. Fights in the backyards. Everybody knew that. And going into it, I had so many people watching going into that fight, and then I lost. That sucked. But then I took that, and I was like, something. This will be a good answer for the mindset. But the mindset going in is, I tell kids that I coach at the wrestling team this, because they all get mad that they're losing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, when I got done wrestling in high school, I knew I was going to fight. Most people don't know what they're going to do after wrestling, But I always said that if I could go back and wrestle right now in high school again, I'd lose every match just to be able to wrestle. And so I kind of look at it like that. It's like I had someone recently ask me, they're like, what's your goal from fighting? And I was like, a life of fighting. Like I literally could lose the next 50 fights, and I don't think that I would be like, I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, I really enjoy it no matter what the process or the outcome is. You know what I mean? So I guess that's my mindset is, live and breathe it.
That's a great answer because most people would have let their losses kind of put them down inside a damper. Yeah. You didn't. You took your loss as, okay, I can come back and I can fix this. I can adjust this.
Yep.
And then your second fight, you pretty much did because you went the distance with the guy and you only lost because of decisions.
Yep.
And then the third match, you won it because you were already on set that you're going to make this man tap out.
For sure.
And that's what you did.
This is a little bit of a side note, but I just think it's crazy. I was thinking about this when I woke up today. I'm like, man, I've known this man since like 6th grade. We used to have every class together. We used to ride the bus home and, together, and we'd hang out after school. My best friend, like a brother to me. And it's, for years, all we talked about is me being a professional wrestler, him being an MMA fighter. And just look at us now, 2026.
That's right.
Like, he's a wrestling coach. He's an MMA fighter. Like, I'm a pro wrestler. Like, we're living the dreams, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's pretty fucking neat. Like, we went from, excuse my French, I try not to.
Hey, it's all right.
It's censored.
Yeah. It's pretty neat because, we were on the same wrestling team. Like he said, he's a Bourbon County Fight Club legend himself.
Yes, he is.
And he fought in the same fight club. Hell, we fought each other.
Yeah.
And then just now look at us. It's wild, man. Just how life turns out.
That's right.
It's such a wild ride.
Both of y'all had a goal inside mine, and y'all put it to action. Y'all didn't just sit on the goal like, yeah, I want to be a wrestler. Yeah, I want to be an MMA guy. Y'all said, no, you know what? I'm kicking down the door, and I'm walking my ass in there.
You know how many people were like, yeah, but you should just go to college and be a social studies teacher.
Yeah, go get a factory job.
Yeah, but like,
work at a factory.
Like, bro, like, I wanted to do more than that. He wanted to do more than that.
Yeah.
And we set out and we did it. And I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Exactly.
I think that's really fucking cool.
The moral of the story is don't follow rules.
That's right.
Yeah,
don't follow the rules, otherwise you end up being inside of a boring job.
Yep. Yeah. I told this story the other day, actually, going about not following rules. I had a 2nd grade teacher. We were in music class, and they had these little instrument things that you like rub together, the wooden sticks and smack. I started drumming with them. She told me to stop that, and I was like, I play by my own rules, all right? So I have lived by that, and so is Jacob. We both are chasing our dreams, and we do play by our own rules. Not only that, most people, every time we talk about Fight Club, most people, when we hear it, it's like everybody kind of talks about it like, oh, we did that too, and stuff like that. I think people mistake the scale of how we did it. So, like, we weren't street beefs. We weren't nothing like that. It wasn't that serious to us. It was literally for fun. We love to literally just hit each other. But we talk about Fight Club. Most people don't. It's kind of a rule.
That's right.
Don't follow those rules because who cares? But, everybody in Paris, for the most part, has done it. That's the crazy part is, like, when we say legend because we fought more than once or twice. Everybody else has kind of just dabbled in it. We've convinced a lot of people over the years.
Exactly.
But we have always been in
it. I think why they don't want you to talk about Bourbon County Fight Club is because it's like the movie Fight Club.
Yeah.
You don't talk about it. It stays between only us.
Yep.
Me and this guy here, as teenagers, were meeting people up in parking lots, fucking parks, barns. I seen this man give a guy a flying knee to the fucking face in the barn, and then make him like, get up, get some more, bitch, get up. Like.
Also, shout out to Chaz Blevins too. By the way, he's pro fighter now, but
nice.
He fought in that barn as well. It was so funny. I had some latex gloves on when we were doing that because I didn't want to get people's blood on me personally. But he was fighting this dude and he punched him. I kid you not, this dude's lip, it looked like ours for Overeem. Like he probably had 15 stitches in his lip. Chaz
he had to have some sort of like dental surgery or some shit like that.
Yeah, it tore him up.
That will happen.
Yeah, it was badass.
It's like everyone like laughs and giggles like, ha, Fight Club. Like, no, We were fighting people.
Exactly.
I mean, I have footage of me taking a guy to the ground, elbowing him in the face repeatedly, telling him if he didn't tap, I was going to break his fucking arm. You know? Like,
and that's what it's inside the name. Fight Club. You're not just got it as a name. You're actually having to do it because you're fighting people. Either they're trying to break you or you're trying to break them. That's the whole point.
You know, we had so many, indigestion. Sorry.
It's all right.
I had breakfast pizza earlier, so that's a fight I'm losing right now. But you know how many people were like, "Oh, that's stupid," and would talk shit, but wouldn't meet us anywhere to fight us.
Exactly.
Because I think this generation is soft. Me and Omega would talk about this on a car ride one time. Just how soft people are. You know, people feel like they can talk as much shit as they want online and never get hit in the fucking face.
Exactly.
And now, I'm not trying to promote violence. I kind of am. But, you know, back in the day, if you go up and you were in a store with somebody and they were just being disrespectful, they were talking shit.
You look like men. You beat each other's ass.
Just meet me outside, and you and that gentleman, you guys got down. And, well, afterwards, you win, lose, or draw, you shake hands. And that's what Fight Club taught us. And obviously, it helped with MMA. It helped me with pro wrestling. Like,
yep.
I'm not just talking about a gimmick. Like, you can call me whatever. Like, I used to be called Tiny Hoss. You know, I'm not talking about the name, but I'm just talking about what it taught me. You know, to stand up for yourself, what it's like to fucking throw a punch. And this is going to be an MMA podcast, so I hate to get in the world of pro wrestling. But I just feel like there's a lot of guys that need to know what it's like to get punched in the fucking face. You can do all the flips you want. You can do all the spots. You can run and do these flippy kicks. But, brother, what are you going to do if someone punches you in the fucking face? And
exactly.
We're missing all of that in pro wrestling. And it breaks my heart a little bit.
It breaks my heart, too, because there used to be wrestlers that when they go out there, there was an agreement. If they're going out there and they punch each other, it's going to be for real. But afterwards, they're going to hug and shake hands.
I mean, you know how many matches I've had like that? Omega. You know, I love wrestling Omega, and he's a former MMA fighter.
Yep.
I think him and Will would really get along. But, so he does Muay Thai. So, you know, he's all about the combat sports. Me and him don't have to say a word to each other. We go out in that ring, and we just fucking fight. You know, and it's just like, we go to the back, you know, we shake hands. He's one of my closest friends in the business. And we just leave it out on the line for the fucking fans. And that's the way it should be.
I'm in agreement with that because
I don't do vaudeville. I don't do Circus Ole.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking fighter. I've been a fighter. Obviously not like he's a fighter. But goddamn it, I can throw a punch. I can take a punch.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. We can talk about, you know, you can take the ball with the conversation. I just had to go on a mini rant.
Well, the elephant in the room, though, Jacob, that we talked about on the way up here.
Yeah.
And we used to ponder this idea all the time, you know. We've talked about crossovers, you know. I'm an entertainer myself, so tag team match.
The Bourbon County Fight Club.
That could happen.
Yeah, I mean, we're commissioned the same pretty much.
I mean, think about it.
License, so
y'all could mix them both.
I think there's money on the table. Maybe me and Will show up, get a little tag team gold.
And also use the Bourbon County Fight Club name as tag team.
Exactly.
And I think that a lot of wrestlers do need to learn what it's like to get punched out of the face, because there are a lot of them that they're not good at fighting, but they come in there trying to act like tough guys.
I've met guys in the locker room, and not all of them. I'm not going to say not all of them. There's some that's just like, well, Jacob can't do a springboard flip, you know, and I'm just like, well, can you sprawl? What? Can you sprawl? What are we going to do if I just punch you in the face? No, I can't flip. I don't know.
I don't know why it became to a point where they're asking, well, you don't know how to do no flips. I'm like,
I can get over.
Exactly. And
I can entertain a crowd.
Exactly.
I can throw down. And
part of wrestling is you don't have to do flips. The fans will gravitate to you if you're being yourself.
How many flips did Dusty Rhodes ever do?
None.
And he was the son of a plumber, baby.
Exactly. Because people got to understand this wrestling game, it ain't just about flips. It ain't just about jumping off top ropes. You have to be you, genuine to you, because if the fans see that you're faking, that you're full of shit on yourself, the fans ain't gonna gravitate towards you because they're gonna notice that this guy's a phony.
Better or worse, man, and Will can attest to this. I'm authentic. I'm probably a little too authentic at times. Just a smidge.
I mean, look at this. We got an MMA guy versus a pro wrestler. This still considered one of the best fights that there is because they just threw down at each other at the beginning of this fight.
We're watching Don Fry versus Takayama, and I believe I pronounced that right, Takayama.
Yep, you did.
Takayama, I think he wrestled for Noah. He wrestled for All Japan. He wrestled for New Japan. A legitimate pro wrestling star. Don Fry did some pro wrestling too.
He did.
I heard an interview that he was just like, I did all this mixed martial arts and stuff, and he got in the ring with Vader, and Vader broke his back. Pro wrestling's such a wild sport.
Yes, it is.
This is that pride. I love watching old pride fighting. Man,
I do too.
I just kind of miss it because it's like you would have like Butterbean, like this big heavy box,
yep,
versus a jiu-jitsu guy for like no reason. And I just love, dude, fucking Rampage Jackson pride fights are awesome.
Yep.
Like it's just the circus of, oh, dude, he's got a big check. I want a big check.
Watching those two fight each other.
Good Lord.
That guy took a beating, but the hits don't match up on his face that he was taking. He was taking hammers.
Yeah, I think he's paralyzed now from the neck down.
Yep.
Takayama.
Apparently, he sadly passed away.
Oh, I didn't know it. Man, that sucks.
But Don Fry said that this was his favorite fight that he ever had inside his career.
He said his name is solidified in history. That's the best part about that, man.
You live on through your legacy.
That's right. And Takayama and him, they beat the shit out of each other. I'll tell you what, when the fight starts, they start throwing hammers at each other. They wasn't stopping.
They're like, who what's a jab? They're just gonna swing.
And they wasn't even protecting each other. They were just beating the shit out of each other. They were just going toe to toe. They were up inside a corner just beating the shit out of each other's ribs, out of each other's face, upcuts, knees to the head, everything. I always like watching these old Pride ones because they were so cool. And this is that rare Ken Shamrock versus Don Fry match.
And Don Fry might be like my favorite fighter. Like he seems like such a nice guy too, but you hear him talk, it just sounds like he drinks like coffee and eats nails for breakfast.
That's true.
Everyone's a fucking pussy.
Yeah. Just like Tom Selleck, he's got that mustache that's badass.
I wish I could grow a fucking mustache like that.
And with your fight that's coming up, you got this mindset that's great. You don't see losing as a bad thing because it helps you to understand what you can do better.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I am 1-2, but I don't have anything to lose, man. I'm an amateur. So does he. I mean, he's probably looking at it as, I guess he's 0-0, so like he really don't have nothing to lose either. But he does.
Yeah.
He'll lose that 0-0, right? Most guys really take that as a pride, where it's like they can be 1-0, and that sounds a lot better. Like when I say I'm 1-2, most people are like, oh, but
you ain't done yet.
Yeah, I'm not done. It's not
exactly
my overall career, but I'm also an amateur. If I was telling you this as a pro, you'd be a little concerned. Be like,
exactly.
Well, it's going to take you a while because then you have to recover from that, and your record's got to look better. It's harder to sell you as a pro fighter if you're, 5 and 25. They're gonna be like, God dang, this dude needs to stop.
But I look at it like this: you may be 1-2, but how long does that 1 become 10-2?
Exactly. That's the thing. It's a lot closer to that than it could. That it's not. And that's the thing. Coming into this, I don't feel like I have anything to lose. Like I really don't. I mean, I honestly, the only time I ever felt like that was my first fight. So I know that's what if he's not in the back of his mind, it will be if he watches his podcast, because I'm putting it in his head right now. Like he has that to lose.
I hate to cut you off, Johnny, but so I need to know more about this video that he had taken. This he basically cut a promo on Brother, and I haven't seen it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So basically, the promotion's awesome. By the way, it's Future of Fighting through Philip Perkins.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's the promoter. Don't quote me, but I'm about 90% sure. He's also my opponent's coach. But the promotion's awesome. It's in Louisville at this gymnasium thing.
Nice.
It even has like one of those light up things out front. I thought it was AI when I saw the thing, but then I seen the guy, the Perkins dude, he was taking a video and it was open. But anyways, they were trying to promote. So like a lot of their fighters did these I know of the main event, the opposing opponent of the main event did one back. I had planned on initially doing it, and then I was like, well, I'm going on a podcast, so like I'll just touch on what he said. So like, basically they asked him, they wanted to ask a bunch of questions. They asked him how he saw he could stop or how he thought he could stop a wrestler. He said, keeping me at range and throwing kicks. Again, I'm glad he's anticipating me being a wrestler because, I'm not strictly a wrestler. I really don't feel like I've ever displayed that only in my fights.
He's got more in the bag than just a wrestler.
That's right.
Yeah, and so I more or less look at it as how do I stop a BJJ practitioner, and I'm going to punch him in his face. But so there's that. And other than that, really, that's about what he said. I mean, he said he wanted to knock me out. The base of things. Now he seems like a decent kid. He's younger than me for sure.
Yeah.
But he seemed like a decent kid. He did call me a motherfucker. Pardon my French. And I'm kind of a sensitive guy. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably just comes with like maybe the fight mentality. I'm pretty sensitive. But he did retract a little bit because they were like, "Do you not like him?" And he was like, "No, none of that." So I will say he did his job promoting the fight, but I could tell he seemed like a decent kid. He's probably not.
Yeah.
He's gonna be pretty cordial, it seems, and I honestly hope he's cordial because I'm not a fan of that. Like I said, I'm sensitive, so I do get a little riled up. Egos start to flare. That's the wrestling though for sure. Go to wrestling tournaments, everybody's mean, especially in the top 10. Everybody's.
It's a cutthroat sport.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
Like it's totally different, by the way, than jiu-jitsu tournaments. If you go to a jiu-jitsu tournament, guys are like, "Hey, man, you want to come train, bro? We'll be friends." At wrestling tournaments, it's literally like, "Get out of my face!" Like it's pretty cutthroat.
Probably because you're also hungry from the weight cuts.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it.
That's right.
I've seen this man cut ungodly amounts of weight.
Yeah,
like since like high school. Like he'd be running around town in trash bags and like eating bananas, drinking prune juice, and all that stuff. I don't know how you could do. I'm fat. I'm a fatty. I like food. It's hard.
We all do.
Yeah.
Love me some food.
Meanwhile, there's him. There's our guy B Money, cutting weight and getting angry because I can't eat.
Where is B Money?
B Money is coming back to Kentucky.
Where's he been?
He was in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
For the last couple of years.
He says he's a state champion, right?
Yep, 4-time state champion.
Didn't he wrestle our boy Dylan Plummer? We have a mutual friend, Dylan Plummer.
Nice.
I think so. Yeah, I think he wrestled one of our guys, Dylan. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to ask Dylan. Hell, Dylan might even be watching. I don't know if you.
Dylan Plummer, if you're watching, I hope to God you are. Please call into the podcast because I have a couple questions to ask you.
That's right.
B Money versus Dylan Plummer. Fight Club's back. One night only. Garrett
That's right.
Paris, Kentucky. My God.
And B Money likes to do his banana split. That was his favorite move inside the state championship wrestling. His dad actually was a Kentucky Legend Pro Wrestler, and he told him, if you want to be a pro wrestler, you first got to be an Olympic wrestler. So he put B Money to the test.
It helps, man. Yeah. I mean, I know that pro wrestling, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not lost on anybody. But there is a very for real sports element to it.
Yes, there is.
And I think, and I wasn't as good of a wrestler as Will. I'm not like Kurt Angle. I'm not Vern Gagne. But what a little I have learned has really helped me in pro wrestling. I think that as far as pro wrestling goes, I think I'm pretty confident when it comes to my grappling, especially in a state like Kentucky where that's not as prominent.
Yeah.
Like when you look at chain wrestling in Kentucky, it's like arm wringer, headlock. I feel like I got more in my bag, and I've been able to show that. I mean, you've seen me live.
Yep. And exactly, there ain't been a lot of actual chain wrestling and wrestling lately. You'll see maybe the bare minimum of it, but you're not going to see all of it done.
And it's like if you leave Kentucky, if like you go to like England, they do catch wrestling. That's all.
Yes, they do.
Japan. I mean, look. I mean, that's what they're like. Ken Shamrock has him trying to get him in a knee bar right now.
And Down Fry is fighting it using his own counter.
Yeah, and it's like just the area we live in, and I love it. It's a different style. It's Memphis. Style Southern wrestling. And I always try to be different. So I always try to use my background. And a lot of dudes have that background.
Yeah.
And you see some of it, like, there's tons of wrestlers. Chase Emery.
Yep.
Chase Emery, man, he's one of the best grapplers I've seen. And he went to Japan recently.
Yes, he did.
And so, like, James Kendrick, former amateur wrestler. You've got
Good guy.
Yeah, you've got very great guy. Well,
He did kind of help screw you over.
Yeah, he did screw me on my title. So he can get the hands anytime he wants. Riot can too. I'll beat the shit out of Riot next time I see him. Just walking.
Well, look at this. We got Jamie Vincent inside the house. He said, Jacob Ratliff, amateur background really shows up in the ring.
Oh, thanks. Hammer. That's Hammer.
Yep.
See, I'm terrible with names. I know him as Hammer. Yeah, and yeah, we wrestled in Tennessee one day. He was telling it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Man, it's such a great guy. Hammer, if you're listening, I'm sorry for the stiff power bomb. I power bombed him out of the corner.
He's not sorry.
I was like, oh, man. But yeah, dude. Good hearing from you, Hammer. Thanks for tuning in.
I think he could handle that stiff power bomb because he works out. The dude's jacked.
Dude, so Hammer, how old is he? 45, 50?
I think around that age.
Brother is fucking jacked, dude. This guy's an animal. Like, fucking, he suplexed me and fucking threw me around the ring. Awesome awesome dude too.
Hey, with a name like Hammer, how's he?
And the gimmick that he has is not a gimmick. It is actually him.
That's actually, and the kids love him too. Like, I was wrestling down in Tennessee. I'm the heel. I'm the bad guy. He's the baby face.
Yeah.
And I'm just pissing these little kids off. Like, I'm beating the hell out of Hammer, getting my heat in, be like, I dropped the hammer, And these kids are like, Hammer, let's go, Hammer. Really good guy. I really like Hammer.
All the times I've seen him live, he's been a damn good wrestler.
Oh yeah, he can do it all too. He can do it all.
Yes, he can. The same night that I saw Jamie Vincent live was the same night that I saw Chet Ripley get chokeslammed from the ring, 2 tables that was on a concrete ramp. Yeah.
I did put Stillwell through a door last time.
Oh.
And Stillwell can get this work anytime he wants it.
That's right. I wish that I'd gotten a better clip of that door spot. The only one that I got was the one from up above on the ramp when you put him through it.
We had footage. It's supposed to be out there. I think Trippin' Balls. Shout out to Trippin' Balls, my good friend, commentator Trippin' Balls. He, I think he has some footage. So I actually had a Bourbon County Fight Club rules match with Steel Wool. Did you see that one live?
Yep.
So, and this was the most brutal match. Probably my favorite match of my career. He hated it. Well, and we hated it because when I went in and I had Bourbon County Fight Club rules matches, I wanted to live up to like the old, the real Bourbon County Fight Club.
Like what happened when you and Dwayne Davis fought each other.
Yeah, I brung that energy. So I'm suplexing guys off stages. I'm fucking throwing stiff haymakers at him.
Yeah.
And me and him are beating the shit out of each other. He's chopping my chest purple, and I think I battered his face. I think his wife was mad at me for like a week because he could only eat soup. And he's just like, God damn it, Jacob, why are you hitting me like that? I'm like, Fight Club rules, bitch. I go for a clothesline on the outside, and brother ducks under. You Brock Lesnar now, breaking shit in the studio?
I moved back a little, dude.
Getting riled up. I go to throw a line. He ducks and gives me a snap German suplex on this fucking concrete floor in this gymnasium.
Yeah.
I hurt so fucking bad. But I loved it. I love when it gets physical like that.
Yeah.
I think the finish of the matches, I had him in between the turnbuckles, and I start up kicking his face into the post.
Yeah.
And they eventually just called it TKO finish. It was probably my favorite match I ever had. I wish there was more footage of it. I feel like I just derailed this entire podcast going on.
No, it's all right because
It's good.
I'm pretty sure Stillwell, he don't like it because he's getting punched and peppered just out of the face. But what he's got to understand is that if you're accepting a Bourbon County's rules match,
that's what you're going to get.
Exactly. You're supposed to be going at it stiff because it would not live up to that name if you just go in there and do it like a regular hardcore type deal. You got to do it like it says. It's Bourbon County fight rules. So you're going to beat the shit out of each other. And that's pretty much what y'all did in that match.
Oh, yeah.
Even if he didn't like it. But that's the whole point. And then you you want to try and dabble by bringing in to professional wrestling as tag team with him.
For sure. And hey, listen, I always say never, and that's the thing, like I like to entertain, so I mean, maybe one of these days I'll walk out with him, maybe down the line we'll get a tag team going.
And I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to take the wrestling easy because you've been doing MMA.
Yeah.
And like they say, if you're the more professional athlete that you are, the more you take the professional wrestling quickly. Look at what Kurt Angle did. Kurt Angle was just an amateur and Olympic wrestler. Comes in, he immediately takes to it like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Able to do comedy, able to do wrestling, able to do everything that you could think of in professional. And I think you could do that too.
That's what I love about Kurt Angle. It's like when you watch Kurt Angle wrestle, yeah, he could be fucking hilarious drinking milk with the little cowboy hat.
With his 3 eyes.
But then he would just snap and you get this look in his eyes and he's just going crazy, running off stages and backflipping off cages and suplexing people.
And he made the ankle lock more important than what it was with Ken Shamrock because he'd get this look inside of his eyes and then he'd grapevine the leg. And as soon as he grapevine the leg, you knew it's over with because he would put a little extra oomph on the twist of the ankle. And he would just scream at the top of his lungs, yeah, while he's doing it, and force the guy to tap out.
I've seen him at jiu-jitsu tournaments do the same thing. It's crazy. It's like, Will Baber never met a stranger. He goes into a gas station. We're in there for 45 minutes, and he's got to talk to everybody. I'm just trying to get my Gatorade, and he's just like, hey, man, how you doing? But when he gets ready to compete, it's like he can, transforms or something. Like, he just has this distant look in his eyes.
He locks in.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah. Fucking he's gonna go in there and fucking snap somebody's arm with Americana. It's insane.
That's right.
Yeah. That's why I said I was a sensitive guy. Locking in like that I think makes you sensitive. Like I go to tournaments and stuff. I have a good time during, but I like to keep to my small crowd of people I trust and like because, it's easy to be around them.
Yep.
I do have interactions with people at tournaments. I'm not saying I'm not approachable or nothing. I'm definitely approachable, but I'm just a little bit more sensitive, especially if you say something sly. But other than that, locking in, it's definitely my nature. Yeah.
Plus, you got to lock in once you're across from your opponent because if you're not...
You have to, man. He's a gladiator. He's a modern-day gladiator.
That's right.
I'm not trying to disrespect what I do. What I do is very hard and very difficult, and most human beings can't do it.
Exactly.
Same to him, but on a different level. Because it's like, yes, we both have to... Sorry, I spit a little bit.
It's all right.
We both have to walk into a ring. But when that cage door closes, man, it's fucking, it's on. It's win or lose. It's fucking survival.
That's right.
I'm watching his videos. My adrenaline gets pumping because I'm like, oh my shit, or oh my god, my best friend is in there fighting for his fucking life.
Essentially, yeah.
Plus, I believe that when you're in there, you pretty much drown out the crowd. You're not listening to the crowd because now it's just you and the person that you're facing.
Yep.
Because you're not seeing everything around you.
It is, dude. My first fight, bro, obviously I think every fighter goes through this. You'll never forget it, that first walk. One, I dreamed of it. You know what I mean? That walk was insane.
Yeah.
Walking into it, definitely was an underdog. Like I said, dude was ginormous. Walking into it, people were probably like, who gave this kid this fight? You know what I mean? But the fans were loving it. I was loving it. And that was something I took from that fight, by the way, is I almost got lost. They call it tunnel vision, right? So, I kind of got lost in the crowd just a little bit.
Yeah.
Once I got into the fight, you click back in once you get hit. You're like, oh, that's not when you want to click in. You kind of want to click in once you step in the cage.
Exactly.
Or even prior. So, my second fight, I don't remember the walkout at all. That's, I just remember being like...
You were completely in the moment.
Yeah, I didn't even try to entertain. The most I did was smile at the camera, but other than that, I was just like, I'm ready.
Exactly, because when you're coming out there and you got your opponent across from you, your focus should only be on your opponent. Yep. Everything else is just a distraction.
Yeah, I often use my second fight as my true debut because the first 30 seconds, my striking was all over the place. We went the distance, but I also come out ready to go. You know what I mean? And I feel like that should have been my first fight. In theory, that's how I think it should have went. I think I didn't learn to not be overwhelmed in my first fight, and that's what got me in my first one.
He learns a little something different each time.
Yep. Now, my third fight, I will tell you, you're talking about kind of tuning out the crowd and stuff. In my third fight, I 100% was able to hear everything. I got a great warm-up prior. Like, I could hear my coach the entire time. And that was the biggest change in my third fight. I was like, dang, I can hear everything right now. Like, usually, like you said, you tune it out. You just lose everything. But as I've gotten more time in the cage, I've collectively...
I do think that your second fight is your true debut.
Yeah.
Because first fight, you were basically put up against someone that was bigger than you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
He was just getting his feet wet. You know
exactly.
What I mean? Yeah, he was popping the cherry, if you will. I hate to get inappropriate.
Yeah, but, I definitely think I had the talent to compete with my first guy. I also think that I hate saying that it was a bad matchup because it really wasn't. Like, on a scale of, like, skill sets, I had everything to compete with him. I just, like I said, there's a lot more than just skill sets, preparation, and everything that comes in outside. There's also the lead up to the fight.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the pressure? Because a lot of fighters you'll see in, like, embedded and stuff, what are they doing all week long? They're shooting guns. They're going bowling. They're keeping their mind off the fight. A lot of people don't know how to deal with that lead up to the fight. They almost can't deal with it during the lead up because they're like, they're almost worried about it too much. Right?
Like a time bomb.
Exactly.
Like you're ready to just explode.
Yeah, and that can get you. You know what I mean? That's what I was telling Jacob on the way up here. I was like, I was excited for the podcast because it gives me something to kind of get my mind off of it, but still talk about it because I personally don't want to not think about it.
Yeah.
I'm very big on like it's the only thing on my mind, so I just kind of live it.
Plus, you want to be inside that mindset before you even get into the octagon.
Yeah.
Because you already got your idea on what you want to do to them.
Look how clean that double leg was. That's what I'm saying. The best fucking amateur wrestler to ever come out of Bourbon County.
That's right.
Yeah. And this was just a learning experience. This is what this was.
Exactly. This helped him learn what he could do, what he could adjust, and how to overcome the next opponent.
Yes, like his story was. I told him that. I'm like, your story isn't finished. You still went in that cage. You still fought another human being. You can't take anything away from it.
And plus, his grappling was shown as well inside this fight.
Also, shout out to that ref, by the way, because as much as I did get hit there, I had 0 damage. I actually went and trained the next morning. So that was cool. I had no suspensions afterwards or anything either. So
exactly.
That's always nice because when you get TKO'd, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have like I want to say it's a 30-day suspension, I believe. Now, if you get knocked out, it can be longer.
Who's that ring girl?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know, right?
I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry, Will.
I got distracted
What's
too.
funny about that is I don't want to say I don't remember any of them, but I personally, when I go in there, I feel like they're non-existent.
They're NPCs, man. They're just like trees in the forest.
Every time
Like I said,
like,
you channel them out.
Yeah, I'm like, they're either the most sneakiest creatures on the planet or I'm just not zoned in enough.
Right there's where you can see that size difference.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It weighed on me in that moment. I was definitely a little
You had him on the grappling, though. The only reason why he was able to stay on top of you that last one was because he kicked you inside the head.
But he's not just a grappler, though.
Exactly.
Like, Will his striking has gotten so good. I've seen the progression. Everyone you talk to just talks about how better and better and better Will is getting.
His opponent better watch out then if he thinks that Will's just a wrestler.
This was a rough draft, and that's what I like about Will's story, and that's why I thought this would make an excellent podcast. He talks about the struggles and the adversity and him fighting and learning more and learning more. I think,
and that's what he did. He learned from this fight, and he's taking that, and he's got a victory right now where he made a man tap out. And on the second one, he took a man to the distance.
Yeah, and like I said, dude, that guy, his and also shout out to him, I guess. Not big on being friendly with my opponents. But,
yeah.
He was actually a pretty good opponent. Very, very good dude. Really, everybody I've went against has been good dudes. Like, even that dude. Now, I will say he didn't glove touch, so I did flip him off.
Yeah, you should always flip them off because they're not going to do that.
Yeah, I was a little mad. So I did flip him off. I think it cuts out when that happens, though, so it's not, like, in there. But I was a little mad. And
you think it was on purpose? Like, he was meaning to be disrespectful?
Some people do that to, like they don't want to pull out, right? Like, they almost say, I don't know if you've ever, I think it's Tyron Woodley or Kamaru Usman that said it. But one of them was talking about how some guys will actually act like they hate you to the build-up of the fight to get them to be able to fight you. Like, they have to convince themselves they don't like you to be able to hit you.
Yeah, do damage to another person.
That's kind of where I think that, because in that moment when we walked up to each other, he actually said nothing personal, is what he said to me. And God bless. So I was like, all right, so now we're cool. I did see his coach at my last fight, actually, and I talked to his coach. His coach is fighting here soon, too. He fought on that card. He was the main event. His coach is a pretty cool dude. I actually like his coach.
Nice.
I have not had much words with him since. We did have an occasional fist bump, but, I kind of let that go as like is he going to fist bump me? Like, you know what I mean? I don't like to be the initiator on, like, are we cool, man? Because everybody will tell you you're cool to your face, but
they will.
I kind of let them come up to me. If they come up to me, then I can usually sense the genuine part of it. So no bad blood there.
It's a sportsmanship.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I've had great opponents, and I anticipate this kid being a pretty good opponent too. And he's got great accolades. I really respect a jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yeah,
like, they are more dangerous, in my opinion, as an amateur than a striker or even a wrestler, because as a wrestler, like, especially as an amateur, when you start getting hit, people tend to duck that head. Like, I even ducked my head in the last few fights. Like, it's kind of natural for you to go for the legs, right? A jiu-jitsu guy can sub you from the top or even on the bottom, so they can finish the fight. A wrestler can kind of, like, my second fight, he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
He kind of floated on me the whole time. I threw up a bunch of submissions from the bottom, but he floated on me most of the time. He had 2 submission attempts, but he floated the whole time. That's what a wrestler can do. They can control you.
Yeah.
Strikers can knock you out. That's cool, but you take a striker down, it kind of becomes a toss-up on what's going to happen.
Yep.
Jiu-jitsu guy, they can finish you. Being finished is not what you want in a fight, because you lose when you get finished.
Exactly.
So that, that comes in a factor. So I actually treat this kid with a very high danger, dangerous for me. Like, I think he's very dangerous.
I mean, he's already got this game plan in his head because he thinks that you're a wrestler. Yeah. And he was cutting that promo like, oh, yeah, I can easily take him because he's a wrestler.
Yeah, he's going to knock me out, right? And that's the thing, too, is I will say this. Putting it on him will be the test of his striking, because I know a lot of guys that want to test their strike, because I even want to test mine to a degree. Like, I want to have a really good stand-up war, see how good I can go back and forth. But a lot of guys, when they say that, they're not really thinking about that first. Like I said, that first 30 seconds is insane, by the way. Like, it really is. Yeah. It's literally a toss-up. Anything can happen. But you get hit, and the first thing that happens is you go back to what you know. If he's a jiu-jitsu guy, he's going to go back to his jiu-jitsu immediately.
Yep.
Even if he does like striking, I'm actually hoping that doesn't happen, because then it will turn into a grappling match. And honestly, it'd probably be more favorable. But I'm wanting to stand up too. You know what I mean? I want to get some feet time. You know what I mean? I don't want everybody to be like, oh, he's just a wrestler, because then you get complacent. Like,
exactly.
By the time I go pro, I want to be well rounded. I want them to be like, this guy's dangerous anywhere. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So, because when I go pro, I'm looking to be at 155. I'm not even going to be at 170.
Nice.
It'll be interesting.
Plus, you already know that he thinks that you're a wrestler. So when you get inside there and you do come at him, he's probably going to do what he's claimed that he's going to do in that promo. That because he thinks that you're a wrestler, he's going to try to go for a knockout.
Yeah, I anticipate knees and kicks personally. I mean, he said jab and keeping me at range, but
we also don't know how it's going to go. I mean, how many times have you went into wrestling matches, jiu-jitsu matches, an MMA fight, and it's like you have a plan and all that goes out the window and you get lost in the scrap.
100%. And
exactly.
That's the funny part is that third fight, we didn't have a game plan for that guy. He was also a debuter. So the thing about that guy is we actually, when we looked into him, it looked like he had some boxing. Going into that, we were like, well, he's not a kickboxer, so we don't have to really anticipate too many kicks or knees. We'll just take this guy down, right? That was kind of the plan. Then we kind of started backpedaling and was just like, let's just go out and fight and see what happens.
Play in the paint.
Yeah, and honestly, it's one of those ones, like, he threw a couple jabs, and I probably should have stood up with him, got my feet timed, to be honest, because I was a little underwhelmed with his striking. And coming from me, like, most people consider me more grappler. If I'm saying your striking's underwhelming, then you're probably not the greatest striker.
It wasn't on par.
Yeah, it wasn't on par.
No hate to the man.
No, dude was game opponent. He had a pretty big following from what I could tell. I mean, he had a whole section filled out, so that was cool. And he was a nice guy, too.
Yeah.
He came up to me backstage, actually, and, was like, thank you, all that good stuff. Like, really good opponents. Like I said, I haven't had one yet that's been an asshole, which that'll come. You know what I mean?
It will come, because there are some that are like that.
Those will be the fun ones. Those will be the ones where I'll come on a podcast like this and really go ham on a guy.
Yeah, because they're the ones that will come in there because they don't like you and they're already assholes. They're going to think about breaking a bone or something.
Yep.
Because to them, they don't give a shit.
Yep. I will say, so getting that guy in that submission, I went for it twice. The second time was when I got it. When I went for it, like, if I had been an asshole, it would have broke. 100%.
Yep.
Like, I felt him tap before they noticed the tap. I heard the cornerman over there. They were like, he tapped. The ref didn't see it. So I could have just snapped his arm. I didn't let go of it, but I didn't continue to crank it, so it didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
But granted, most fighters would just end you right there.
They would.
But, I want to live to fight another. Most of these guys, we all have normal jobs that we have to go to. So at the end of the day, like, it'll be nice one day to hopefully make some serious money and be able to just do it for a living.
That's right.
But right now,
you don't want to affect a man's quality of life.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, man, we all have lives outside of what we're doing. So, like, if broke that dude's arm, he can't work. What if he's got 3 kids at home that he has to feed? Like, that does play a factor in these things. So
yeah, because
I don't look at hurting anybody as like a goal in my amateur
because
fights.
fighting is still supposed to be a sportsmanship.
Oh, for sure, yeah. You got some dirty bastards out there, though.
You do, though. Because, unfortunately, that's how it goes. Because even in professional wrestling, you have dirty assholes like that that come in there, and because they got an ego that went big, now they're thinking, I don't got to put this guy over. I'm going to break this guy in half for real. And they'll do that, unfortunately. And if they're up against the wrong person who can fight back, it turns into a real cluster. Yeah. Fuck.
So I've got a little bit of an off-topic question. I just want to know, just to ask the MMA fighter in the room, how many people, when you tell them that, like, you're a fighter, are like, man, I couldn't do that. I see red. I'd hurt a motherfucker. You ever get that?
Oh, dude. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty common thing. Now, I will say something I've heard a lot here lately. I've heard a lot of people actually say they couldn't do it. They're like, I couldn't do that. Like, I just couldn't fight. And I'm like, those are the ones where I respect it. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad.
It ain't for everybody.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Like, that's scary, bro. I wouldn't do it. But no, yeah, we do have those. I mean, hell, we have those just coming to jiu-jitsu. Like, in jiu-jitsu, you're not getting punched, but, like, we'll try to recruit people. They'll come in or whatever. Like, I'm gonna be like, hey, man, come out to, like, hell, wrestling was a big one. We try to get wrestlers.
Oh, my God,
so,
yes.
High schoolers, that tends to be a big thing when you're in
I
high
ain't
school.
wearing a singlet. That'd be another one.
Yeah, they don't wear a singlet or...
I just see red. I'd punch a motherfucker. You ain't punching
like,
shit.
Bro, if you try to take me down, I'd punch you. And I'm like...
How's that going to go for you?
Well, we put that to the test, too, by the way, in Fight Club a lot of times. A lot of those guys that would say
Street
that
tough.
got part of Fight Club. Those are the ones that would recruit for Fight Club. So I'm like, well, if you like punching people, then we fight on Fridays. I was like, let's all get together and we'll all fight. And then guess what happens? They get taken down and they are helpless little creatures.
That's right.
Yeah, so, I've seen it happen many times. I mean, I've experienced it.
Yeah, it got to the point where we had like 70-pound weight gaps. People my size didn't want to fight me because I was wrestling.
Yeah.
That was, in Fight Club, we had different types of fights. Like, we had MMA rules fights.
Yeah.
We had boxing fights. Yeah. We had just strictly submission fights.
Yep.
Because you had to try to get, fights to happen. And there'd be guys that feel confident about punching people in the face, but they won't get taken down. Mm-hmm. You have wrestlers that are like, I don't want to get punched in the fucking face. Me and Will were like, we'll do any of it. Yep. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah, we jump in and do it. Oh, yeah. Like, that's the thing. A lot of people will be like, well, you want to do MMA because you want to wrestle, but will you box? I'm like, yes. Yes, I will. I mean, that part's fun, too, by the way.
Exactly.
Now, I will say something that we didn't get to adapt to it, unfortunately, but we wanted to. We were doing boxing gloves for boxing fights, and I know, like, on Street Beefs and stuff like that, they do it, but a lot of those guys actually train. Like, most people don't know that, but a lot of those dudes actually are training. They're not pro level, most of them, but there are some that are, but most of them train. They're pretty average trainers, but they train. So they look all right when they're boxing.
Yeah.
It's not as bad. Like, we were taking, other 17, 18-year-old kids that we were, in school with, and
no one had any training. We were just
a bunch of it turns into a slap fight about 90% of the time. So I actually kind of came up with the idea, and actually Jacob's part of it too. We were kind of like, we should put everybody in MMA gloves, even if they're boxing. Just don't let them go to the ground.
Yeah.
Because when you put somebody in an MMA glove, they have to make a fist. They don't get away with slapping you. So we were going to integrate that eventually, but unfortunately, time is of the essence. Once you get out of high school, it's kind of hard to go around getting people to do Fight Club.
Yeah.
Now, we did do it a few times after high school. There is that. About, what were we, probably 19, almost 20. That's when we fought in the barn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we fought behind, we have a school bus yard for where our school is. We had like a little wooded area.
We went in the woods and fought people.
Yeah, we would
fucking crazy.
We would take mowers and weed eaters, and we would make a big circle in the grass.
Nice.
Turn it to like dirt almost.
Called it the jungle.
Yeah, the jungle. That's
That's the way you do it, especially for the people that want to fight.
It was almost like Street Fighter in a way. All the different places we had. It's select your map or whatever.
And you do get those guys that do act tough, but once they get punched out of the mouth, that toughness kind of lose on them.
And you have so much respect after you fight a person.
That's right.
I'm sure it's like that with all the combat sports you do. And, of course, Fight Club. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
I mean,
everybody's been pretty friendly afterwards. That's for sure.
I mean, my dad
I
used to
made
beat up
friends.
people, and they become friends after.
Yep.
Yeah, you shake your hand, And you talk all this shit leading up to it. Like, my last fight I had, I'd started training for wrestling. They're like, are you going to really hit me? You going to fake hit me? You going to da-da-da-da-da-da? Like, I win, and I shake the guy's hand, and the guy's just like, I'm actually a super big pro wrestling fan, and that's why I wanted to fight you. I watch SmackDown every week. And I'm like, all right, brother, more power to you.
Yeah.
It's like, New Day rocks. I'm like, okay.
They got to understand, you may be a pro wrestler, but when you come to fight, it's strictly sportsmanship. Y'all gonna beat each other's asses, win, losers, y'all. There's gonna be a handshake after.
That's the way it should be. I think that's the way it should be just in life in general. I
right.
wish people were more respectful. I know this doesn't have anything to do with MMA. Just like the disrespect that people have now, it's crazy. We live in 2026, and after everything that humanity's been through, and you just want to be a piece of garbage.
Yep.
Too much disrespect in today's world.
Yep.
And,
They don't try and take into account that being disrespectful gets you punched.
I try to be kind in a world that believes being kind is old-fashioned. And it's free. That's free. It doesn't cost me anything.
Exactly.
Try to be a good fucking person. Not that, holy shit, who is that?
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Fuck whatever I was talking about. Being kind.
Yeah,
Good.
because she just popped up. Hey, you know what? They'll get me to come to the show, watch a little bit of wrestling, but then you get that ring girl.
Yeah, if you don't like fighting, there's the ring girls.
That's right. But that's the thing about fighting. Everyone likes fighting, except for the guys that talk big. They'll talk their shit. They'll act big and bad, but as soon as they come up to you and you punch them inside the mouth once, that whole bluster that they were giving you, it disappears.
So, Will, tell us where your fight's going to be, how you can get tickets.
Well, here, you know what? Let me actually pull that out.
That's right. Let us know.
Bad. I'll give you the actual location of the place.
This is the part of the podcast where we do ad breaks.
That's right.
Blue Chew.
Because we're getting close to that 420.
Meanwhile, all my notifications are coming in at one time. Sorry.
That's all right, brother.
It's in Louisville. I'd say that part. I'm very bad about knowing the address. All right, so it is going to be at Crumbs Lane. 2627 Crumbs Lane in Louisville, Kentucky. And the doors are open at 5:45. You can get your tickets at futurefighting.com.
Futurefighting.com.
Nice.
Get your tickets.
It's Future Fighting 10 is what it is, by the way. So it's
Nice.
the 10th event. And honestly, listen, so I love hard rock. That's that's one of the guys here. He's a promoter. When I first started watching local MMA, I was still in high school, and I saw hard rock, and I saw all these guys that when I first graduated, I was training with were fighting through hard rock, and I was like, God, I can't wait to be a part of that, And so I've actually had 2 fights through hard rock, which is awesome. Now, we did message him. He was the matchmaker, I believe, for this fight, and so he has some ties to this one. But Future Fighting is very big.
Nice.
They do 4th Street Live every year, and it's a banger, is what I've heard.
If I could compare it, since we have a pro wrestling audience,
Yeah.
If I could compare it to like the indie Kentucky wrestling circuit, it's kind of like Paradigm.
Yeah.
The biggest one in the area. That's what he's talking about. I just wanted
Pretty
to,
massive.
for the wrestling fans, this is a wrestling podcast. So
Yeah.
I'm just in comparison, it's a massive event, and that's why I'm excited as hell that he's going to be wrestling in Louisville, Kentucky, the biggest fucking city.
Yes,
in the
he will.
state.
Crumbs Lane.
It's
Just a crazy name.
Crumbs.
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 Yeah, Crumbs.
Crumbs.
That's an interesting.
We might have to come out there and see it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great. We get pictures and everything, you know. So that'd be great.
And I'm so happy that he gets to be on this big stage, and finally get to show the world what he can do. You know, I've believed in this man since day one. I've seen the ups and the downs, and I think that he's going to turn some fucking heads. Future of fighting, I think Bazooka, Will Baber, Bazooka.
Yep.
I think he is the future of fighting.
I do too.
Yeah, that was actually, so you got my brain there. They actually asked that. They were like, what makes you the future of fighting? And it's like, you know, what makes me the future of fighting is when I first started training, a lot of guys were not at the end of the road, but they're at the peak of their career. And so I was training with guys who I looked up to. I still train with some of them that are still fighting actively. And I actually, it's funny. It's so funny, bro. I think of them every time I'm about to fight. It's so weird. It's like they're almost like my mentors, but they're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's the crazy part. But I think that's what makes me the future of fighting is I'm young, and I trained with a lot of guys who were the past of it. And so I think it's only fitting that I come into the future and be that. You know what I mean? So... Also, shout out to your guys' podcast, by the way, for
appreciate it.
You know, the shirts will be out here soon, and you know it'll be on the back. So
that's right, brother.
Where can people order shirts?
Well, so the pre-order ended, so I guess right now you can't order them technically. If you didn't make the pre-order, if you do want to order them, you can get a hold of me. It's just going to take a little bit. You probably won't have them before the fight.
William Baber on Facebook.
Yeah, William Baber on Facebook, or Bourbon152 on Instagram.
Yeah,
that's right. So, well, we're getting close to that 420. You want to let people know what William Baber's social medias are? Any fights that's going to be coming after the one that you're having right now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you can follow me on my Instagram. It's Bourbon152. You can follow me on Facebook, too. It's just William Baber. But, future fights, I mean, we're probably looking at 2-3 months after this one if it goes all, injuries.
Nice.
Can be an issue. But if there's no injuries, we're looking for a pretty quick turnaround because I want to get at least 5 this year. So.
Nice.
Maybe we'll come back on this podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
We would like that.
Yeah.
Jacob, you want to let the people know where Jacob Ratliff is going to be or what he's doing this year?
I'm going to be at the crib. I'm enjoying a hiatus from professional wrestling.
After what Stillwell did.
Oh, no, because let's be frank. Whenever I do decide to come back,
yeah,
he's first on the list. He's getting these fucking hands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm whipping
That's
his
right.
ass. But no, I had to take time away. I knew this
That's
would come up on the
understandable.
podcast. To heal physically.
Yeah.
I had I was starting to hurt a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think I had a couple of nagging injuries, and I had a pretty good run. I was EWA Heritage Champion for 7 months.
Yes, you was.
I defended it all over the state. Lexington to Danville to everywhere. I was defending in 2 different promotions. I had a hell of a run. And I just felt like, how are they going to miss me if I don't go away? So I needed to heal mentally, spiritually, physically. And you can't put time on that. When I feel like I'm ready, I'll come back.
That's right.
Honestly, with this run and just the EWA fans, I miss them the most. Like, after the shows, man, I would have, like, fucking 15 kids come up and, I'd sign their autographs and take pictures with them. I miss being the hero.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, I'm no good Jacob Ratliff, but I think I kind of miss being the hero.
He's a good guy, too.
I try. I'm a little shitty. I try. But, and if I never did come back, if the last match I ever had was in Danville, wrestling steel wool, I think that I've had such a great run. I've got to do so many incredible things. Man, I've wrestled all over. Kentucky, West Virginia, Alabama, Tennessee, Indiana, Ohio. I've wrestled everybody there is to wrestle. I wrestled guys that now work for the WWE. I wrestled guys that went to Japan.
That's right.
Dude, I've wrestled legitimately world champions. I've done everything there is to do. And I'm truly happy for everything I've done in the business, and I hope that I had a positive impact on it. Like, when the guys, the guys in the locker room, I hope that they're like, yeah, Jacob Ratliff was a good guy. Jacob Ratliff helped me out. Because when this last year, I think the thing I'm proud of the most is I got to help a lot of the newer guys. I would show up early to some like an EWA show, and I would try to work with some of those dudes, and try to pass on the knowledge. Just what little I know. I'm not Lou Thez or anything. I'm not fucking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But just try to pass it on. Everyone talks about, it was a big thing like 2 years ago. Everyone would go on Twitter and be like, leave the business better than you found it. But then those same dudes make passive-aggressive, shitty posts about indie wrestling and other indie workers. I actually wanted to be the guy that, let's make a positive impact. And
That's right.
And I hope I did. At the end of the day, that would be my biggest accomplishment. I just had a positive impact on any of the fans that paid to come see me, or any of the other wrestlers, or just anybody. I'm very happy for the time I had in professional wrestling. So thank you to everyone that's had a hand in it from the bottom of my heart. I didn't get to say that since I left. Thank you. I'm no good, you're no better.
That's right. You heard it here first from Jake Ratliff. Guys, thank y'all for giving me your time today. It's been a pleasure. And folks, I only got one thing left to say to y'all. If you're not having fun, you're not getting none.